Well, hello, my Simply Simona family. Welcome back to another one of our lovely videos. Well, I hope that you all are having a great day today. I know I am. I woke up this morning. I'm healthy. I have the use of all my limbs. I'm not sick. My family is healthy. All of our needs are being met. The Lord is just blessing us, blessing upon blessing, you guys. And I am just grateful. Woke up with a very grateful heart this morning. You know, sometimes the enemy can try to attack us in our minds, but make us dwell on the things that may not be working out how we thought they should work out. But the devil is a liar. God is good. Always look at the glass half full. And with that being said, I wanted to talk about the estimate that we had gotten. So like I said, it's going to be about 20 grand for us to get our mini splits all throughout the Barnaminium. So the guy said that we wouldn't be able to do that unless we finish the insulation first and also get definitely have to get the electrical all done in here and then get everything dried. What I was thinking was, we are just going to focus on this living room. So what I'm going to focus on is having someone come in here, finish up the electrical. So I'm going to have already contacted two of the people today, two of the companies, to get estimates to finish out the electrical in here. So I'm going to put an electrical socket right here. We're going to put electrical socket where the TV goes. I want a socket in between these four windows right here, down right there, and then one on this side behind this mirror. So that's where all the sockets will go. And then, what else did I want to say? Oh yeah, so I did order these fans right here. Let me show you. So we will be getting 120-inch industrial warehouse fans, and they are going to be placed right up here. I mean, them things are huge. So one will go right here, and then the other one will go above in the kitchen area right here. So that's what, those are all the sockets I think we would need in the living room. If I'm probably overlooking something, you guys, please tell me or give me some suggestions where you think we should put other plugs. So do you think putting one right here, one in the middle right here, and then one behind this glass mirror? I think that should be enough plugs in here. But if you guys see another space, if this was your place, where would you put more plugs in your living room? So yeah, so that's what I'm going to focus on when I get my next check. That's what I'm doing with it. I'm paying the guys to come out and finish up the electrical. So once the electrical is done, then we can move on to getting everything insulated up in here. And so once the insulation is done, of course, we can move on to drywall. I haven't gotten any estimates. I don't want to go that far ahead because I don't want to feel depressed. So to see how much that's going to cost, because that might be the highest costing aspect of this whole thing. So anyways, yep, that's what I'm doing. Just wanted to keep you guys updated. Okay, family, let me show y'all how big these fans are going to be. Like I said, they're huge industrial fans. 120 inches long. So that is absolutely humongous. Hopefully I got the right size because they did have like 84 inch and I was going to do that, but I'm like, if you're going to do it, go big or go home, you know? So get the biggest one. Still not there yet. So right here is 120 inches. That's how big the fan will be. So the review said that it pushes out great air. Hopefully it'll make everything better for us and move around the mini split air once everything gets installed up in here. So yay! So gorgeous. Simona family, we came out here today to Lake Havasu to get on the boat again, and I ran into some of my family. And Well, they're going on the boat as well, so hopefully we'll have some fun tonight.
Yes.
I want to give a huge shout out to my subscribers that were saying go get some cement tiles from Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever and finish that off. Like, I ain't even think of that. It didn't even cross my mind to put tiles on that. So I might go to the store tomorrow or even today and then just look at some different tiles to see what I want to put on there and actually use this fire pit because I haven't even used it yet. Okay, this is what you call golden hour. But y'all, while I'm out here, I got to share this little story with y'all. The last time I had flew to Ohio. So anyways, I'm on the plane, right? And I'm just chilling in my seat, thinking that no one was going to be sitting in the middle seat. So anyways, here comes this guy, and he's pretty big, you know, and then he comes and sits in the middle of us. And when he sits down, his whole entire body was on me, y'all. Like I'm not kidding. I wish there was someone else here so I could show you how it was. Like this whole part of his body was on top of me, like all the way like this. Very intrusive. And so I'm like, oh my goodness. I started praying immediately, like, Lord, please please make this man get his, because I didn't know how to say it. Like, how do you say to someone, hey, could you please move your whole body off of me? So anyways, I didn't say nothing to him. I just dealt with it. And you guys, I'm facing this way so you can see me, because if I face this way, it's going to be dark. It's just better like that, right? So anyways, so I dealt with it, and I was like, just praying, like, Lord, please just have this man have some kind, like, consider like his whole body being on me, you know, help him to notice it and have him move it. He never moved it. And so anyways, y'all, that wasn't even it. It was like after that, this man started snoring, and I'm talking about snoring so loud, worse than my husband. And I'm right here, he's right here, and he's facing me, and he's just all up in my face, y'all. So I said, that's it. So I got up. I had to get up and go to the stewardess. And I knelt down to her. I was like, ma'am, please. I said, the guy beside me, you know, he's a bigger guy. His whole entire body was on me. Like, his arms were touching my breast, like leaning on top of me like that. And then I was like, I just can't take it. I said, and now he's snoring. I said, please, I got to sit somewhere else on this plane. And so she got up. She's like, oh, I totally understand. So she got up and there was like only one more spot on the plane. And of course, it was just right across the aisle from us. Go figure that. So I could still hear his snoring and everything like that. I mean, he was doing the and all that, y'all. So anyways, I just had to share that because it's like, I think like if you are a bigger person, you probably should buy like 2 seats. That way you can like have the window and then there's nobody in the middle. That way your whole body isn't on top of somebody else. So I just had to share that because I just couldn't believe I never had that happen to me before. And he didn't even care. So when the flight was over, he had woke up and seen that I was that I was over across the aisle, and then I could see him like staring at me like, dang, like, was I snoring or like, why did this lady move? But anyways, I just thought I'd have to share that. Ugh. Okay, fam, I know y'all probably like, okay, Mona, what are you doing today? What kind of projects are you working on? Nothing, because I waited too long. I waited too long today to go out to the nursery in Bullhead City, either Fort Mojave, Bullhead City, to go get those rocks, because I was going to work on filling that the slogan sign in with the white rocks and stuff like that. And so anyways, I am going to do some story time. So my husband always tells me, honey, you need to start doing some story times because you got a lot of stories to tell. So anyways, let's start off with this one. Let's do back in, this was '02. I don't think had the twins yet. I think I was pregnant with them. So anyways, make a long story short, I'll try to get to it, to the punchline without dragging this out. So anyways, I was a STNA working at a nursing home, and there was this girl working with me. She was STNA as well, and we got along. We always, worked together, blah blah blah. And one day my car blew, the engine blew because I didn't put any oil in it. My dad co-signed, got me this nice car, and I was just careless. I was 20 years old, didn't put oil in it, engine blew. Went to work one day and told her, man, my engine blew in my car. And she's like, girl, my husband is a great auto mechanic. She was like, he'll have your car done by Saturday. And then I was like, oh, by Saturday. And it was like, maybe, I think it was like a Wednesday or something like that. She was like, yeah, he'll have your engine put in and blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, okay, so how much do you think that he'll charge me? She was like, let me ask him. So he said that he'll charge $1,500, right? And so I was like, man, that's cheap for an engine and getting it all together. So I went home that night, told my husband, and this is not the husband that I'm married to now. This is the twins' dad before I met my husband now. And so, anyway, where was I at before I explained that? My goodness, Mona, come on. So anyways, I went home, told my husband, hey, there's this girl at my workplace. She said that her husband could have my car fixed by Saturday. So he's like, you really trust this girl to give her money? And because they were asking for the full amount, right? Not half or whatever, because they had to go buy the engine and yada, yada, yada. So anyways, my husband he was so against it, but I'm like, honey, please, let's get this done. Like, I need my car. So he finally gave in and gave me the $1,500. We gave it to her, and she was like, okay, bring the car over. We brought the car over and everything. And he had the old engine pulled, everything, like the following day. And so Saturday went by. The next Saturday went by. The third Saturday went by. And by that time, I asked her, I was like, hey, what's going on with with my vehicle? I said, I need my car because you promised that he'd be done by Saturday. And she was like, he'll be done. So we gave her about a month and a half, and I still didn't have my car. So finally, I was like, hey, Dawn, I didn't mean to give the name, but she's deceased now. But anyways, I was like, hey, my husband said, you guys need to either have us our car. You need to have us our vehicle and our money by so-and-so time, blah, 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 blah. And y'all, my ex-husband, he's very cuckoo, like a cuckoo bird. And I'm not even saying I'm just being honest. He's something ain't right. But anyways, so I went home. I went and I told her that. And you know what this girl told me? She said, my husband said to tell you guys, you're not getting your money and you're not getting your car back. This woman didn't know who Mikey was. That's my ex-husband. So anyways, I went home. I told my husband, hey, this girl and her husband said, we're not getting our car back and we're not getting our money back. Blah, blah, blah. Just straight up said that to us. So my husband at the time, he was like, oh, for real? They're not going to give us our money back. So I'm like, no. So anyways, after that had happened, I just continued going to work, and I knew my husband was crazy and something was probably going to happen. But so I just continued going to work, y'all. And this is where it starts getting really bad. And I could have lost my life. So I started going to work and leaving at night. I would have to drive this country back road to get home. Well, I didn't have to, but I'd rather do that. Let me set this down. The sun went down just now, and hold on. Come on, baby. So anyways, where was I at? So I would take this back road to get home every night and not the highway because it was just quicker. And so the first night I'm just driving my car. And by this time, my husband had already went and bought me a brand new car off the lot. Very nice candy apple red Honda. So I'm driving this car up the back road, and next thing I know, out of the blue, I notice headlights come on behind me, like, and I was like, okay, where did that car come from? And there's nobody else on this highway. No, I mean, I'm talking about it's very rural. And I was like, well, where did this car come from? And after he turns on his lights, I'm driving and this car speeds up and he's about like right there to me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So like, does he need to? So I pulled over to see if he needed to go by. And when I pulled over off the side of the road, I was like, this dude is crazy. He pulls up beside me and just sits there and then speeds off. And then I'm like, okay, my goodness. So I called my husband. I'm like, honey, this car is like playing chicken or something. Is that what you call it when someone's like messing with you on the highway? I don't know. So it was so scary, you guys. And so I would get up the road and then I wouldn't see, I didn't see him. By the time I went up the road, somehow this man he had his lights off and he was behind me again, like literally like a scary movie, you guys. He turned on his lights and then he revs his engine and he's coming up close to me. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I just started praying. I wasn't even saved, nothing then, y'all. I didn't have no relationship with God, but I just started praying. And he pulls up behind me and I was like, oh my goodness. So he gets right beside me, you guys, as I'm going up the road and tries to ram me off of this country road, y'all. And I could have there was a tree, big old tree right there that I could have hit. And once he did that and had me off of the road, he sped up and kept going. This literally happened, y'all, probably like a week in a row. Okay. And I could say this girl's name because y'all, how many Michelles in the world are there? But there was this girl named Michelle. It kept happening to me. I told my husband and he was like, all right. So he was making up a plan in his head on what he was going to do about this, right? And so I work with this girl named Michelle, and she's sort of like tomboyish or whatever, don't care about nothing. And I was telling her, and she was like, so this guy she was like, and it's been happening every night when you leave work. And I was like, yes. And I believe that Dawn, like I said, this lady's passed away now and everything. And y'all won't believe how she passed away. This is the kicker. Just wait. And so anyways, the guy, he had pulled up, what was I saying? My goodness. Every time I stop and try to explain, Michelle. So anyways, she was like, so this car keeps coming to you every single night and trying to run you off the road when you leave work. I was like, yes, Michelle. And it happens on that back road, blah, 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 headed, to where we live. And she was like, okay. She was like, you just drive as normal tonight. And she said, and I'm going to stay far back behind you. And then she said, let's see if he does it tonight. That was such a good idea, y'all. So anyways, I got my car as normal, was driving. Soon as I got to that specific spot, and it was by a graveyard, I think that he was parking in the graveyard. Soon as I got by that spot, he turned on his lights like boom. And then he started revving his engine and coming up close to me. Soon as he did that, Michelle was back behind him. She noticed it. And she came and she just started driving her car as fast as she could. Thank God she didn't lose her life because that road is it's so windy and everything like that. And she was going about 100 miles per hour. And the guy was too, because she got up behind him and then she started honking her horn like, ah, ah, ah. And then she chased him. And she chased him all the way to the town that we lived in, up to his house, y'all. And she found out where he lived. So she stopped chasing him once they got to the town. And then she just drove behind him and followed him up to his house. And I guess he didn't think nothing about her chasing him because he pulled into his own place where he lives, his house, where his family, his wife, and everything is. So anyways, after that, after that had happened, she told me, she was like, hey, this is where this guy lives, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So tell your husband that. So I went home and I told my husband, I was like, hey, honey, and we did call the police, you guys, let you guys know that the police came into my job and I gave a report telling them the color of the car. It was like this black old, I can't even tell you what kind of car it was, but anyways, I have it in my mind. And so I written my reports and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, I went home, told my husband, hey, honey, Michelle said that this guy lives right here. And so he was like, all right. So anyways, this man went to this guy's house while he was home. Okay. And he took a bat and busted out all the man's car windows. He's just, bah, but I wasn't there. This is what he told me. Busting out all the car windows, boom, 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 boom. And his wife comes outside and she's screaming like, ah, what are you doing? What are you doing? And then my husband just busting it out. Boom, 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 boom. Ex-husband. And so anyways, he didn't say nothing to the lady. He just walked off and left. And so anyways, after that had happened, the crazy man, he done went to the folks' house, y'all, and went up in the house thinking no one was there. And the wife, the girl, the people that set this guy up to try to run me off the road and kill me, my husband went to their house because we knew that's what was happening. Like, why would this guy be doing this? And guess what? He was their neighbor to the people that the girl that had her husband working on my car said they weren't giving us our money and anything. Oh, and we did go to court. We took them to this is all happening after we took them to court. Small claims court or something like that. And we did win, but they didn't even show up. And 2 days later, they filed for bankruptcy. So didn't even have to pay us, y'all. Like, these are some dirty, evil people. And so anyways, after that had happened, he went up in their house, climbed through the window to just, I guess, take whatever he thought was worth $1,500 in our vehicle. And while it's not funny, y'all, like, this is just so crazy, but this is what happened. So, he went up in the house through the window and I wasn't there. This is what he told me. Okay. And she comes out with her towel on her head and everything like that. Like, ah, just screaming at the top of her lungs. It took him by surprise because he was not expecting her to be there. So he drops I think the TV or something like that, or was it air conditioner, and then runs out of the people's house, jumps out the window, blah, 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 blah. And she's seen who it was or whatever, but they never called the cops on him or whatever because they knew what they did to us. And, so anyways, make a long story short, after all that happened, that we won in court, never got our money or anything like that. So years down the road, she became a nurse and we started working at the same place again. Like, that's so crazy. And by this time, I'm saved and everything and forgave the girl. And we would talk at work, blah, blah, never brought up the situation or nothing like that. And I think it was probably 2 to 3 years after that, because she became a nurse and then she quit that job. She died. Guess how this girl died? She was on a rural road and the car hit like a median thing and she was ejected from the vehicle and into a tree and died. That's how she died, y'all. So, I know a little parts of that was funny or whatever, and I'm not happy how this girl died or whatever, but y'all, listen. And I feel bad saying it because, I am a child of God, but if you are an evil person with an evil heart and you're wishing to harm someone, especially one of God's children, be careful because the same thing just might happen to you. Like what does it say? What does the Bible say? The hole that they dig for someone else, they find it as a snare for themselves and they fall in it. I quoted that all wrong, but y'all can look it up. But anyways, that is one story time. It was just so crazy because I just never had no one in my life say, oh yeah, like she was like a friend to me. And then she just said, hey, My husband said, tell you guys, you're not getting your car and you're not getting your money back. Sue us if you have to. And we sued them. We won, but they filed bankruptcy 2 days later. People are crazy. Like, you just cannot trust people, y'all. But anyways, that is a story time. I know it was horrible, but like I said, my husband wasn't saved at the time. I wasn't saved. I didn't do anything, but I knew that he was doing these things. But anyways, yeah. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed today's story times, and I got so much more. So if you guys want to hear more story times, just let me know down in the comments. And I am going to end this video because I didn't do anything today, you guys. I didn't even eat. I think I put some meat out and I didn't even cook it. So I don't know. I really want a pizza right now. That sounds good. So anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you have a wonderful night. And until next time, I will see you all later. Bye-bye. Wait, we are not done. I forgot about a whole part that took place in that whole story. So anyways, my husband, he was like, okay, I'm going to come. This is before he went to bust out the guy's window. My ex-husband. I keep saying husband, my ex. And so, he was like, okay, honey, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to your job. And he said, I'm going to get in the backseat of your car. And then he had his hammer and his other things with him. And he was like, you just drive normal like you do every night. And then he was like, and let's see if it happens tonight. So I get in my car and I drive to get on that rural road. And then right around where that graveyard is, the guy popped out of nowhere. And then my husband, he's like, just keep going, just keep going. He was like, get up more on the straight road where there's no curves. And then so I got up on the road, and the guy literally is trying to run me off the road, like getting up beside me, like trying to whoosh, whoosh. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, Lord, help me. And so finally, when he does like the last time where he really tries to ram me off the road, my husband was like, stop the car. Now slow the car down. And then I stopped the car, and then the guy stopped his car right in front of me. And then so my husband at the time, he hurries up and he opens that car door and he hops out the car with his hammer and what else he had. And then he goes running down. Running down the street, y'all, trying to chase this guy in his car. And the guy, as soon as he seen Mike, I know he was like, what in the world? Because my husband at the time, he got out that car like a crazy maniac. And that guy took off so fast, and my husband's like, get in the car, get in the car. And so I got in the car, and we just could not catch up with him. We probably could, but we didn't want to lose our lives. So anyways, that had happened, you guys, before my husband at the time had went into that woman's house to do that stuff. So I had to add that in there.